Hey everyone, and welcome to the iHeart to Heart with Miley Cyrus, presented by Virgin Mobile Canada. I'm your host, Shannon Burns, and I'm so happy to introduce the icon that we have here with us today. #1 rock album in the US right now, Miley Cyrus. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Miley, to say that Adam here is a super fan, I feel like it's an understatement. So we are so excited to connect the two of you and let you guys chat. So Adam, Miley, Adam.
Adam, I really appreciate it. I love the t-shirt.
I got it for my birthday last year.
Love it.
Okay, Miley, first off, you're amazing. Your music's amazing. Everything you do, standing up with your foundation for LGBT homeless youth. Personally, for me, like someone who's part of that community, everything you do, you're just an icon. And thank you so much, seriously. And even taking your time out today to speak to me, words can't even describe.
I really appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Anytime that you're supporting me, you're supporting the Happy Hippie Foundation by just creating, this platform that I have that I can use its power and the reach. I can talk about these issues that can be overlooked and not get the attention that they really deserve. And by me having this platform that's only a gift from people like yourself that's supportive, it all stems back to how any of this actually happens is because of people like you that support me. So I really deeply appreciate it.
No problem. I was actually supposed to see you. I'm from Toronto, but I went to Australia in March and I was so excited to see you.
Did you actually go there?
Yes.
No.
Miley, I was in Melbourne.
And then the show didn't happen.
No, for the wildlife fires.
Oh my Adam, I would have told you the tea. Like I would have told you the tea. I'm so sorry. I was planning, bags were packed, trunks were ready, looks were studded and
I bet. I was so excited.
The makeup bag was organized. I had glitters on glitters. I was ready to go also. And then everything changed right at that moment.
I know. Everything got canceled.
I know that was the beginning of this pandemic, and it was before we had more information. So I didn't know if it would have been safe to have a concert like that, which now thinking it wouldn't have been. And so
100.
Definitely had to make the responsible choice there, but I'm so sorry you went on.
No, honestly, I love Australia. So for me, it was a trip and a win at the same time. But
glass half full. That's my type of person.
Exactly. And honestly, I wasn't even upset. I was like, you know what? She's doing it for her fans, the safety of us at the end of the day. So
you are an angel. Thank you so much for not being upset. That's a big trip to take for it to not happen.
I know. And also, we have to take 3 flights easy from LA. You could just take 1 flight or 2 flights or something.
Dang. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. You know what? When all this is over, we're going to see each other. I'm going to make sure I know when you're in the audience. So the show is extra special. You deserve it.
Before we even got on the call, I said, if Miley does a tour with Plastic Hearts, I'm going to be front row no matter what. And I just need to see you again. I haven't seen you since Bangers.
Yes, I live. It'll be so much fun. I cannot wait. I am wanting out of this cage as desperately as everybody else.
I know. I can't wait to see you. But I'm going to get into questions for you. I'm going to first start off because yesterday we heard amazing news. How does it feel to be the #1 rock album?
Well, you know what I think feels kind of in a way it's surreal. But I don't know how long you've been interested in what I do or my music, but a lot of this kind of idea that surrounds me and my career is that I've changed. And really, I think my loyal fans that have been here from the beginning know that it's not far off from where I began from the Meet Miley Cyrus record. I was, when I first had my first record as myself, not as a character, had Every Rose Has Its Thorns. So covers, like I have Heart of Glass and Zombie on the record now, covers have always been a huge part and a staple of the music that I make. And I think that you know, my inspiration and influence from the collaborators that I have on the record, Joan, Billy, and Stevie. You know, when I was on, you know, my Gypsy Heart tour, I was probably 15. I covered Landslide every night. And so really, you know, even when I was doing a dual tour with Hannah, during my set, I would do Nirvana. It's always been a kind of, I think that influence has always been there. And I just appreciate, you know, all music, all genres. And so it's natural for me to experiment. But I think the root of what I've done has always been, even ignoring the genre itself or the sonics itself, but the spirit of what I've done has always been centered around rebellion, not fitting into a mold, not always following the rules, not living like a polite lady, but really, you know, kind of, I guess, my strength and my loudness and my shamelessness and the, you know, that unapologetic spirit that is punk rock, is rock and roll, has always been there. So I think that I'm just happy, you know, for once that I feel like who I've been, you know, I think that there is a consistency here. And I think that this really reflects that consistency.
Yeah, I was gonna say, everyone might say change and stuff, but to me, also growing up just as a regular individual, I think of it as growth. We always just grow, and you have to do it in front of millions of people and be criticized for it. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's why so many people adore you and look up to you, because you are just so transparent and you're real, and you don't let people bring you down for those reasons.
Yeah, I really encourage, you know, individuality, authenticity, and living in your truth. And I think that, you know, truth is freedom and power. And it is, you know, in a way it is kind of contagious, because I think the freedom and the happiness that you radiate when you're truly your authentic self, I think makes other people want to live like that too. And it catches on, and it just allows a more, you know, a freer society.
Yeah.
Amazing. I have another question for you, Miley. Do you have a favorite song off of Plastic Hearts?
Favorite song of Plastic
Or
Hearts.
one maybe that just might stand out to you, or was your favorite to record?
One of my favorite songs to write was Give Me What I Want. And the reason why I love Give Me What I Want is because it, I think, is just represents the I think the inclusivity of all my influences. So to me, it's like if 9 Inch Nails and Britney Spears did a song,
Yes.
that would be my dream. And so to me, it was really honoring and respecting the equal inspiration that artists like that have been. So not discrediting one, you know, a style of music over the other to impact me as an artist.
I love that. Another question. Why did you choose the name Plastic Hearts as the album title?
Well, it's a good question, stemming from, I guess, the prominence of authenticity. And I live in a LA, which is kind of, you know, I guess it's famous for being fake in a way, you know, fake, if you're allowed to say that. I mean, Nashville is known for and fake hair too, but I guess I guess, you know, for living in Los Angeles, and I think that there's a lot of yes people here that can, you know, be dangerous, but you'll also hear more no's in this town than I think anywhere else, you know, because you come to LA, I think, to try. You come to LA with an ambition and with a dream. And I wrote this song actually after a holiday party that we had at the Happy Hippie Foundation, supports my friend's place, a homeless youth shelter here. And I had left and really was asking myself, what is the difference or divide between me and the, you know, 300 young people that we serve today? Because I think a lot of us came to Los Angeles with a dream that we felt that this place could make a reality. And it's very easy to get lost in the, you know, the chaos and the noise. And I think that, you know, for me, being someone that really just prides themselves on, you know, being genuine, it can feel like you drown in the opposite here.
No, that makes perfect sense. And honestly, it's even the testimony to you and of how transparent about you are and everything. Kind of leading also to my next question. Recently, you've been talking about sobriety. Why do you feel that's important to talk about as someone in your position?
I think, I've made a lot of statements uh, over the years that have been, you know, judged as kind of concrete and this is a subject that I feel every day will be different. Every day will be a journey. There will be ups, there'll be downs, there could be failures, there could be, I think that in Midnight Sky, I say forever and ever no more. And like my commitment to these statements that I make now, saying at this point in my life, it serves me to live a sober lifestyle. I'm not living at my fullest potential when and under influences, I don't wake up 100% of the time, which is like, such a demand for me right now. And I also think there's like a kind of stereotype, around sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and that drugs have become such a staple of what it means to be rock and roll or rebellious. And I think that it's really about the music, and I wanted this to stay music focused. And sometimes in my decision making, it distracts from that when I am not sober. And so just for a lot of personal reasons, but more so, I stay open and honest and truthful about, okay, right now I'm sober, right now I'm not. I've talked about during the pandemic, falling off and getting back on and being kind with myself about it, as I'm, not the only one. So I just think anything that that erases that divide between myself and my audience, and just start having real life conversations, like talking about what's going on with me, what's going on with you. It just strengthens the relationship.
No, that's amazing. And honestly, personally, someone who sees it in the light, it's amazing that having someone in your position to even talk about it. And I think you're one of the only celebrities that do that. And honestly, it's so respectful. And
Thank you.
it even goes to show more why you're my idol. You're literally my idol.
Thank you, guys.
Speaking of idol, you had Billy Idol, you had Stevie Nicks, you had Joan Jett. What did it mean to you to have them on Plastic Hearts?
Well, what's interesting about what it meant to me was that I feel as though it validated what I'm doing, but they are three people who would tell you to never look for outside validation, only, find it within yourself. And so I've actually said that on a post where it's like, what I found from you guys is so opposite of the values that were instilled in me by looking up to you. But I feel that, it was them blessing what I'm doing and authenticating what I'm doing. And just really that kind of passing of the torch, and saying she's one of us, felt really good.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Adam, thank you. Those are some great questions. Miley, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us for the iHeart to Heart with Miley Cyrus, presented by Virgin Mobile Canada. You're a badass. You're an icon. You're a rock star.
You have a future in this. You were really good at asking the questions.
Yeah, Adam, you nailed it.
Miley, I can ever have a one-on-one with you and ask you questions, we would have the time. I'm telling you.
Like, you really slayed that. I love the transitions, like being an idol into Billy Idol. Like, that is like a flow. You're everything. Shannon, Adam, I really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. And it was great talking to you. Those were great questions.